Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. The name's Defender, and welcome to Crash Bandicoot. Developed by Naughty Dog and released for the Sony Playstation in 1996. Crash Bandicoot is, well, he's one of the olds of 3D platformer mascots. In fact, really, before him, there were no 3D platformer mascots on the Sony PlayStation. And his creation was sort of an attempt to make that kind of game, you know, just a simple platformer, on the Sony PlayStation, because, well, the PlayStation didn't really have much to choose from it at that point. And needless to say, he did pretty well for himself. Because he started a fairly long-running franchise that actually just last year got his most recent game, Crash Bandicoot 4 is about time, so I guess if even 25 years after you debuted, you're still getting games, I guess you're doing all right for yourself. But yeah, this is what the original Crash Bandicoot looked like. Yeah, it's not the prettiest game, but it still runs well. But yeah, the original Crash is very simple in terms of controls. You can just move, jump, spin, and pull up your HUD to reveal the amount of Wumpa Fruit, which if you collect 100, you get an extra life. You know, like coins, or other shiny collectible objects. And the number of lives that you have. If you run out, you game over. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is almost too simple of a game, but, you know, when you're creating something new on brand new hardware that you don't really understand that well, keeping it simple is best. That is an Aku Aku mask, which will protect us if we take damage. It will not protect us from falling into a pit because, you know, it's falling into a pit. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot is just a linear, stage-by-stage platformer/collectathon. There's really not much more about it. You run, you jump, you break boxes. It's almost quaint, but that's just something kind of nice about it. Now, I know that most of you were expecting me to play the Insane Trilogy version, which was a remaster of Crash's first 3 games on the Sony PlayStation, released in 2017. But I'm not doing that for 2 reasons. One, I have the Switch version, which is not bad, but it's not really the best way to play the Insane Trilogy. And secondly, I like to go for authenticity on this series, and I know it looks, you know, blockier and that kind of thing, but it's just, I just got nostalgic preference, that's all I can say. This is the 3rd Aku Aku mask box that we've seen. If you manage to collect 3 masks without losing any, you'll become invincible, and you'll run faster for a short period of time. You'll also break any box that you walk into without having to spin it, or jump on it. But yeah, this was high tech back in the day. Oh yeah, and that's a little trick with that row of boxes, which a lot of people complain about being really hard to clear, but if you're invincible and you just run over the bridge, you'll destroy them all. And that's the end of the stage. So yeah, you start at the point, you reach the end point. Oh, we got a gem. You can collect a gem by, by destroying every box in a stage, without dying once. And it is that second stipulation, which basically means that I have never 100%ed the original Crash Bandicoot, legitimately. And quite frankly, I don't really intend on changing that. I mean, I'll give it a try. And I think it might be fun to, you know, 100% the original Crash Bandicoot, that's not the Insane Trilogy version, for the first time to celebrate 25 years, but I make no guarantees, because I actually want to move on to other games in the series and not, you know, throw my controller out of the window. This is a TNT box. If you spin it, it'll blow up, but if you jump on it, you'll set off a fuse. Just make sure you're not standing by it when it does blow up. Alright, let's go invincible. But yeah, so how is everybody doing today? Hope everyone's doing just splendid. That is a Tana bonus token. If you manage to collect 3 of them, you'll go to a bonus stage. Oh, I guess I should discuss the story of this game. I mean, I know it's not Pulitzer worthy, but you know, it's still worth talking about. So, Crash Bandicoot is basically an evolved Crash Bandicoot after basically having been thrown through the evil Dr. Neo Cortex's Evolvo Ray. Cortex was trying to create himself like an animal army and have Crash as his general. Why he would choose a Bandicoot as a general, I have no idea, but, you know, mad science. The evolution goes wrong, and Crash is swiftly ejected. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Oh. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. So, yeah. So now we're basically just trying to, you know, stop Dr. Cortex from taking over the world with an animal army, because, you know, nobody wants that. Alright, we got our third token, and we go to a bonus round. Oh yeah, I didn't explain it before, but these bouncy boxes, you can only get the Wumpa Fruit in them by jumping on them. If you spin them, you'll get nothing. And each of these bouncy boxes holds 10 Wumpa Fruit. So make sure you keep count, otherwise the box might break while you were really hoping it would be there a second ago. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. Save point. This is how you save the game. You can only save the game in the original version of Crash Bandicoot by either completing a Tawna bonus stage or collecting a gem. Yes, you have no manual means of saving in this game, which is part of the reason why I never went for 100%, because it's just too hard to save your progress. And it's really weird that they designed it this way because, well, it's not like save points were a foreign concept in 1996. I mean, even like the original platformer Rayman on the Sony Playstation had save points that you could just go to on the map and save, so I don't know why they didn't just take that idea. But yeah, some stages you will not be able to collect all of the boxes on your first run through. If you may have noticed, there were those like transparent green gem things that we passed by. There are certain colored gems that you can collect in certain stages, which, after grabbing them, will cause those platforms to become solid, and you'll be able to stand on them and use them. If I didn't get hit in the previous stage, I would have been able to go invincible here again, but that is okay. We'll do the stage as intended, I guess. I mean, if we have to. But I like cheesing things. Cheese is delicious. Whew, that was close. I'll take that free-floating head of myself, because apparently that's how I live longer. You know, normally it's like, you know, doctors say, you know, you eat fruit and exercise and that kind of stuff. No, just grab a floating head of yourself and you'll be fine. It's just science. Alright, now we can go invincible again. I want to wait, because believe it or not, you actually cannot jump through that. Believe me, I tried. We'll take that. Excuse me. Alright. So with these guards, you'll need to bounce on their shields in order to get them to protect themselves, then you can spin them away. Man, think of all the ingenuity it must have taken to create these, like, stabby pillars. Like, what kind of mechanisms do they use? This is all fairly high-tech stuff. Oops. Please let me in. I just want the delicious Wumpa Fruit. It does a body good. Woo! That was close. That's an exclamation box. They will activate, steel crates and other crates and make them visible so that you can stand on them or break them, depending on what kind of crate they are. As you can see, we're already 7% done, and we've just barely gotten started, so, you know, at least the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games are not particularly long if you're just looking to make it to the end. It's really the going for 100% that gives these games teeth. Unfortunately, whether or not those teeth will bite back kind of depends on which game you're playing. In this case, they definitely bite back here. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot was considered very technologically impressive when it came out in 1996, because remember, this was the same year that other 3D juggernauts, Super Mario 64 and Bubsy 3D, were also released. So, you know, 3D was pretty darn new at the time. This was fancy. It was like, whoa, look at all those graphics. I mean, now they look, you know, absolutely primitive, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Can't just, you know, you can't make Super Mario Odyssey without first making Super Mario 64, am I right? Anyway, this is one of the series' classic staples, a chase level, where you're running towards the camera away from some giant thing trying to kill you. In this case, it's just a big old boulder. Oh, and don't let Aku Aku fool you, these will kill you in one hit. So, you know, don't let that happen. Alright. I will admit, I did do a little bit of practice beforehand, because actually it hasn't really been that long since I played the first Crash Bandicoot, but definitely this version of it, because, well, if you were here at the very, very beginning, which I'll actually have cut that part out, so don't feel bad if you weren't, but I am playing the PlayStation Store version on the PlayStation 3, because I don't actually own a physical copy of the original Crash Bandicoot anymore. I sold it at some point, which, let me tell you, try not to, unless you're, like, really certain about something, don't sell your games. It just ends up with regret. I have bought back pretty much every game I've ever sold. But hey, we got another gem. I mean, that's just hilarious. Look at how much his face stretches. He's gonna get lockjaw if he keeps doing that. But yeah, we're already at 9%. This game's going by quick. Alright, upstream. Let's see, we got ourselves a water level here. And you don't want to fall in the water, because you'll die instantly, because Crash can't swim. I mean, I guess he forgot to take swimming lessons before he transformed. But I imagine that Bandicoots can swim in real life, so... Awesome. I've walked off the edge. I forget, is this one of the stages that you can't get the gem until later? You know what, I died right at the beginning, so I'm just going to jump back. But that was my first death. I was actually hoping it would be a little later on, but, you know, it had to happen sometime.
What have I got?
There we go. Yeah, I want you to take note of the environment, because, you know, it's all kind of naturalistic and, you know, very peaceful and that kind of stuff. Because, well, I'll point out later why that's important. There's a checkpoint. Oh yeah, you see those, like, chompy plants? The red ones will, they'll only bite when you jump into them, so you'll have to quickly jump out of their mouths, or else you'll become lunch. Or breakfast, or dinner, or really whatever kind of food time it is. There we go. Ah, those ones with blue vines, they'll just chomp in a pattern, so just time your jump. Oh, okay. Yeah, we need another gem. I've noticed that pretty much most of the early stages in this game require gems, which is really weird. Of course. Well, I'm glad I don't need to worry about that. I had so much momentum, I just spun off. Yeah, this game definitely suffers from, like, first game syndrome, and it has all that, you know, classic old jank. But yeah, if you're new to the series, honestly, I wouldn't even really recommend... I definitely wouldn't recommend that you start with Crash Bandicoot 1, because, well, it is the oldest and the clunkiest. Actually, I would say that at least in terms of like the original 3 Crash games, it's kind of difficult to approach them without a strong sense of nostalgia. Like, they're not bad by any means. In fact, 2 and 3 are actually quite good, but if you play them these days, they feel very rudimentary at times. It was what was available, and, you know, again, with new technology and that kind of stuff, it makes sense to do something simple, but, you know, considering the caliber of games we have today, it's just, you know, it can seem a little lacking at times. Ah, we have our first boss, Papu Papu. Alright. When he slams his staff down, just jump on his back. Papu Papu is a very easy boss. Like, that's how easy he is. He's dead. Very straightforward. It's actually funny because in the Japanese version of Crash Bandicoot, as well as in all versions of the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot, Papu Papu has 5 hit points instead of 3, so he's even easier in this version than he is normally. Not that really the extra hit points add anything. He doesn't gain like any new attacks or anything, but you know, you gotta start off simply, I guess. Easy? Sure is. Also, hello, Baked Ziti. Just in time for a trip down memory lane. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can get a gem in this stage. Ah, that is a nitrous brio token. He's the assistant to Dr. Neo Cortex. And yeah, you're gonna notice like a theme of N scientist name jokes. Oh, alright, that works. So yeah, you should get used to that. Okay, this part. I believe the box in the back left corner has an embryo token. Be very careful. Yeah. And the middle one should contain a life. Yep. Remember, always exercise caution when handling explosives. I was just double checking to make sure that the box actually blew up, because this game has a bad habit of that. If a TNT box blows off too far off screen, it won't actually blow up the other boxes around it, so you want to be careful with that. There we go. Token number 2. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot is easily the hardest game, at least in the original trilogy, because, like, look at what we're having to do already. It's some fairly involved platforming. Ooh, that one's gonna fall, so we need to be careful. But we are invincible, which helps soften the blow. Oh, well, so much for invincibility. Oh, and don't worry about the bonus stages. The boxes in them do not count towards your total. They're just for extra Wumpa Fruit and lives. Whew! In fact, with the Tawna bonus stages, you actually can't go back to them once you've completed them and gotten the save point. Which is interesting. There we go. Come on, let me in. There we go. Alright, this is going great so far. Only died once. Got 2 gems. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to go for 100%. I'll certainly try. If you think this is hard, you should try Barbie Explorer. I saw you do that. It looked like this, but bad. Oh, I can't get this one either. Boy, that is a thin jump. Boing. Ah, there's the Brio token. So now we can go to the Brio bonus round. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I just think it's fun. Very, very bad. That's what I thought. Okay, so just have to jump carefully. All right. That's how we do it. Oh, bye-bye. Oh yeah, and you don't get a save point for clearing a Brio bonus stage, just a bunch of extra lives. Which, you know, is its own reward. Yeah, the funny thing is that if you're not going for 100% in this game, it's actually a fairly comfortable experience, because, like, we're only a few stages in. I've gone from 4 lives to 36 lives, so it's not like the game's stingy with giving you extra chances. But if you're going for 100%, then, well, then it just kind of completely changes the experience. I'd kind of say it's like the original Yoshi's Island in that way. Like, if you're just going from stage to stage, not caring about 100%, they're great games. As soon as you go out of your way for 100%, though, they become miserable slogs. Speaking of slogs, here's a hog. Hog Wild. This is another defining stage type of the Crash Bandicoot series. Animal riding. So yeah, you're constantly moving forward, you just have to jump and careen into boxes. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I know I can definitely get the box gem on these stages, so I'll try again. But yeah, as you can see, that's the annoying part. You have to keep, if you want gems, you gotta keep resetting if you die. It's just, you know, it's needlessly difficult and punishing. But you do get to see this again, which I don't know if you wanted to see, but you're gonna see it anyway. Sharp right, there we go. Bounce off the drum. Oh, I missed that one. Please load so that I can thank you. I will get this. I know I can get this gem at least. I don't know about any of the others, but I know I can get this one. But yeah, again, this is the thing. If you're going for 100%, this is what you're going to be doing for a while, so I hope you like that. And unfortunately, I am not good enough at the game to do every stage on my first try. I wish I was, believe me, but, well, maybe one day I'll get to that step. But then that would require me to 100% this game multiple times, and I don't know if I want to do that. Which is funny, because I always play Crash 2 and Crash 3 to 100%, but the requirements are much more lenient. Also, Crash just controls way better in those. I missed that one, really? Fine, we'll try again. I'll give it one more try, and if I don't do it, forget it, I'll come back later. Or maybe I won't, I don't know. But see, in Crash 2 and 3, I could just die and return to the previous checkpoint, but no, they couldn't give us a break here. I do really like the music in these stages, though. It's funny I say stages, because I think this is only one of 2 animal riding stages in this game. To the left. Bounce. I missed it again! Alright, whatever. No, of course, I get all the other ones. Dodge the pig on a spit. No, I died right at the end. I swear I went through the box. I probably did, but that's just because this game's hit detection is bad. Well, at least I died at the end, so that means even if I did get that box, I wouldn't be able to get it at all. Alright, there we go. But yeah, if you are looking to play the original Crash Bandicoot, definitely play the Insane Trilogy version because it lets you save on the world map. And aside from stages with colored gems, you can actually die and still collect gems. I'm not sure why they still included the you can't die on colored gem stages because, well, if you're gonna you should just get rid of something bad altogether instead of, you know, just partially. At least that's how I feel about it. Avoid the giant stabby poles. I love the way the text flies off on checkpoint. That's just a nice touch. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I guess speaking somewhat about the Insane Trilogy, I remember when that game first came out in 2017, and seeing all the people trying to stream it and play it, and just kind of wondering, because it's like, it seemed like pretty much most people I've watched had never played a platformer in their lives before, and I'm just like, don't get me wrong, Crash Bandicoot is not an easy game, you couldn't turn your brain off while doing it, but it's also like, you know, you're given a lot of lives. Checkpoints are usually pretty fair. And it's just like, okay, if you're going for 100%, then yes. I can understand why, you know, you'd be dying a lot. But it's like, do you not have a basic sense of timing? Or pattern recognition? I mean, granted, I've been playing Crash Bandicoot, since I was 5. So, I guess I'm not really in a position to talk, but you know, it just felt like people were being aggressively bad. I don't know if they were just trying to do it to be funny or if they were, actually that bad. Either way, it saddened me greatly. Anyway, bonus stage. But yeah, I am by no means, you know, a maverick at this game, but I was watching people make just elementary level mistakes, and I get that, you gotta learn, but when you keep making the same mistake, it just looks like you're not learning at all. But anyway, I guess that's my weird flex, but okay for the day. I am above average at Crash Bandicoot. I'm gonna put that on my resume. Darn it. There we go. Gonna ignore the Wumpa fruit because it means I will have to, I will take that Aku Aku mask though. Alright. Man, we are pretty high up. Okay, so this was actually something I didn't know until the Insane Trilogy version, but, see this post here that doesn't have a point? You can jump behind it. And just walk past all of this? I mean, granted, I'm not sure how you were supposed to notice such a thing, but, you know, it's there. Out of my way, monkey. Oh, we need red gems for this. Alright. Huh? And Crash is a game of patience, especially the first one. As long as you're timing things well, and, you know, you're waiting for your right opportunity to jump, you know, that'll carry you far in this game. I see, we just got 4 1-ups. That's plenty. I'll take that. And with that, we're off the first island. Oops. There we go. Also, I'm not sure how Crash crosses the islands, because, like, he can't swim, right? So how is he getting across? Did he, like, commandeer a boat or something? I don't know. Thinking about games too much. I'm thinking about a game where you're a erect bandicoot in jeans with tennis shoes. Clearly, I need to do something better with my life. Like, be invincible. Oh, I just saw on the model Crash's nose pokes through the front of Aku Aku. That's funny. We're gonna wait for the monkey to roll. There we go. Woo. Wow, Barbie Explorer really did rip this game off. Yeah, it was pretty shameless. Come to think of it, though, Crash Bandicoot was actually not like a concept that was ripped up. Great. Thank you, depth perception. If I remember, I think this is actually one of the stages where I can get the gem right now, but I just died. Should I reset? Fine, I'll give it one more try. Trust me, if it seems like I'm kind of griping while I'm playing this, it kind of is like this, but Crash Bandicoot is the original. It's definitely the oldest and the worst in the trilogy. I mean, it's the first game. It's kind of to be expected. You got to get through that, you know, growing pains and all that. And I still like the game, but let me tell you, over Crash 2 and 3, I would definitely not pick this one. It's kind of like how I feel about the Super Mario Brothers series, because, you know, like, Super Mario Brothers 1 is a good game, and it's a very important game. But also, let's face it, would you pick it over Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World? Or even the Super Mario Brothers 2, the one that was made for North America? I wouldn't. There we go. Let's see. 3 is better than World, is better than 1, is better than 2. Now, are we talking about, like, lost levels? Let me call it that. Are we talking about Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, or, like, the one where you're in Subcon and you're throwing vegetables? Because that's an important distinction. The Subcon one, didn't think of Lost Levels. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I would put ooh, that's bad. Let's jump back. But personally, I would actually put Super Mario Bros. 2 USA over Super Mario Bros. 1, but that's just me. But Lost Levels is the worst one, because it's the Lost Levels. A really fancy one? Hey, that's okay. We all got our preferences. Okay, now I'm not sure how you're supposed to know about this, but after you hit this box, you need to wait for the lily pads to come back up and cross again. Because right there, some lily pads showed up, and you can actually see down there. So, if we do this... Oh, I spun away a life. Looks like I'm going to have to jump. I thought there was a life box underneath the tree branch instead of just a life itself, so... I spun the life away. It's token number 2. Huh? Don't spin your life away, kids. Yeah. I'm not even sure why they programmed that in, because it's like, why would you want to do that? It serves no purpose. Except to just make you really sad. I guess I can talk a little bit more about the development of Crash Bandicoot, because, again, this game came out in 1996, within... not the first year of life of the Sony Playstation. I mean, guess here in North America, where it was released in September of 95. In Japan, the PlayStation was released in December of 94, I think. Which, I know that's weird to think, because, you know, when most people think of the Sony Playstation, of course, they think of the North American launch, which was, you know, in 95. But Crash Bandicoot was not, of course, one of the first... It was not the first 3D game on the system. You know, there were games like Jumping Flash and the first Resident Evil that predated it, but Crash Bandicoot was definitely the first 3D, quote-unquote, platformer. I mean, I say that in quotes, but, you know, this was the same year that Super Mario 64 came out, which, as we all know, changed everything about how platformers are made. And really giving birth, some would say accidentally, to collectathons in general. So, you know, this can easily be seen as just like a 3D interpretation of Super Mario Brothers. Since, after all, you're traveling down a linear hallway, just with a different camera perspective. If you just put the camera on its side here, you know, how is it different from the original Super Mario Brothers? Nailed it. But yeah, so basically, Naughty Dog, who had made a couple of games beforehand, were basically contracted by Universal Studios to produce some games for the Sony Playstation. And Crash Bandicoot was their first one, and it did pretty darn well for itself. Anyway, here's our second boss, Ripperoo, a maniacal kangaroo in a straitjacket. Okay, so in the first phase, basically he just kind of jumps around, and we have to blow him up with these big TNT boxes. So he'll just kind of jump in between his pattern that changes as he takes damage. On this phase, he'll jump between the 3 middle platforms and the one at the bottom. That should work. Okay. So now he'll jump between the 4 cardinal directions, east, south, west, and north. So if you need a safe place, stand in a corner. Yeah, he won't actually attempt to attack you. Directly, anyway. Well, that should work. Yep, that's it, we win. Insane follows patterns. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, makes you think, I guess. I don't know, I'm not really sure there's a lot of psychological analysis you can do about a blue kangaroo. I mean, I guess you could. That hasn't stopped other people from trying, if the internet is anything to go by. Alright, so here we are in some ruins, which are cool. I like ruins. I think that the Lost City is also the first stage where we can get a colored gem. So what we need to do is actually kind of cool. So we need to jump into the camera and around the steel boxes. Like that. There's nothing up here. Just jump back around. Watch out for the walls that'll attempt to push you into the drink. All right. Oh, thanks, Aku Aku. But yeah, you can spin attack the bats. Though, generally, I wouldn't recommend that you do that, because it's easier to just avoid them. Yeah, there's an exclamation box above this bouncy box, so hold the X button to jump up into it. Because it'll make this box appear, which not only we need to break for, you know, a gem, but it lets us get this embryo token and the extra life. mysterious force makes these platforms continuously rotate? I don't know, there must be some kind of temple technology. That's the only logical explanation. Woo, that was close. Another Tawna token. I'm gonna get you out of the way. But yeah, because of the fact that you have to clear each stage without dying, it always puts you on this, like, razor's edge, which is not good for your nerves, let me tell you something. It's also another reason why I generally don't go for I've never gone for official 100% in this version of Crash Bandicoot, because it's just, like, it's too stressful. Anyway, where the heck was I? Sorry, I'm like getting off on so many different topics that it's hard to keep track of what I'm doing, because there's just so much to talk about. I was talking about the development of the game. So, yeah, Naughty Dog were contracted by Universal Studios to make a game. Their first game was Crash Bandicoot. Funny fact, as they were developing the game, it went under, you know how most games in development go under a code name to, like, protect, prevent information from getting out? In the original Crash Bandicoot's case, it was called the Sonic's Ass game while in development. Mostly because of the camera perspective behind the character meant, if it was Sonic, you'd be looking at his ass. Which, incidentally, Sonic's Ass game was also the code name for Sonic Boom Rides of Lyric while it was in development. I should be able to get past this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's the third embryo token. Alright, so what devious trap... Devious? That's like a combination of devious and fiendish. I kind of like it. Oh. There we go. Look at all those one-ups. Nice try, guy. But yeah, that's just a fun little development fact for you. I will take that. Ah, these bridges. If you jump on the, like, side parts, the bridge will sag under your weight, so try to land on the middle part. I'll take that. Just a free floating life. Okay. Got him. More bats. Lovely. Another checkpoint. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, now just jump. Again, pattern recognition. Jump back to the middle, please. Thank you. Alright, third Tawna token for a bonus stage. Oh, this one. I remember this one. This one's not fun. Two, three. Sorry, I gotta keep count. Oops. Intense mental arithmetic here. Okay. Also, do you like how high-pitched the box noises get as you continue to bounce on them? Alright. That was easy enough. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, and you can see Dr. Cortex's castle in the background. That's a really nice touch. That was close. You done gave me a frighten. There you go. Go away from me, please. Got it. I destroyed those. I tried to check my box tally, because that's something that they put in Crash 2, but it's not here. That should be all of them? Yes! And we get the green gem. Fancy. Alright, and with that, any green platforms we come across, we'll actually be able to jump on them now. Alright, what's the next stage? Ah, Temple Ruins, okay. This one's gonna be a lot of darkness, but thankfully not the kind of darkness that, you know, you need a light. There are, however, plenty of traps. Because what would a temple be without traps? I'll tell you what, it'd be a non-robbed museum. Sorry, Crash is kind of heavy in this game, so, you know, it's jumping always kind of fills me with a little bit of dread. It's not like, you know, playing as a Belmont in early Castlevania games. It's not like I'm locked or anything, but, you know, jumping's definitely a commitment. Also, this is a really bad camera angle, can I just say? It's like, where am I landing? Just where am I landing? I have no clue. I just couldn't, like, pull the camera up and give me an angle or something. Like, look at the depth perception here. There is none. Sorry, I can't remember if there was like a hidden box on top of all these other boxes. I don't think there is. Alright, this platform will take us to the next part of the stage. Nice camouflaged loading screen. Alright, get the snake. Ooh. Definitely want that Aku Aku box. What? Thank you. Excuse me? How was I supposed to see that? Alright, so this is clearly suspicious. You can actually walk across this. There we go. All right. So what's everyone's history with Crash Bandicoot who's here? Because, like I said, I've been playing Crash since I was 5 years old. I started with Crash Bandicoot 3, but I quickly picked up the rest of the series. And really, I've been a Crash fan ever since. Though, let me tell you, until, like, just the last couple of years, it's been pretty hard to be a Crash fan, let me tell you. Alright. Of course. Of course. You dope. Well, so much for that. I'm about to burn. Yep. And Crash is now a pile of ash. More like Ash Bandicoot. But yeah, I admit, I've just kind of felt, after that death, I felt all the tension in my body just evaporate, because I'm like, well, don't have to worry about getting the gem anymore, because I literally cannot get it. So now I can just play the stage normally. How about that? And the sad thing is that we were relatively close to the end. Whoops. There we go. Yep, there's the end. Yeah. Couldn't have gotten a gem, but the game designers had to be cruel. You know what? I'm not going to go for 100% in this. Ah, Road to Nowhere. One of the game's infamous bridge stages. Danger. Yes. There's plenty of that, let me tell you. Alright, so you see the red planks? They will fall out from under you when you walk on them or jump on them. The ones that have holes in them will fall pretty much instantly, so you can't even jump on them. And as you can see, the jumps you have to make are pretty bloody tight. Yeah, there's a 1-up hidden there. Huh? Like, look at these single plank jumps. What is this? Do you not realize how much this spikes my blood pressure? This is shaving years off my life. It's like I have to hold my breath each time I go across a segment of bridge. Also, shouldn't, like, I don't know, someone should be on repair duty for this thing, you know. What do our taxes go to anyways? Clearly not infrastructure. Look at this thing. This is a living, breathing OSHA safety hazard violation. And of course, I think it was like one of the cruelest twists of fate. I don't even think this is a stage we can get the gem in. Alright, bonus stage. A few more 1-ups for the pile. We've almost maxed out on lives. We're not even halfway through, I think. Again, this was me talking earlier about, you know, if you're just going from stage to stage, Crash isn't that hard. I mean, again, it's tough, but, you know. Okay. What we need to do here is we need to get the tortoise into the right position and then bounce on his belly, which acts as a springboard. Make sure to hold the X button when you bounce off a turtle to a tortoise in order to increase your jump height. Again, see that little red gem that was there? We can't even collect the gem, even though I never died once. Because that's fun, right? Alright. I mean, for what it's worth, I have 100%ed the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot, so I guess it technically counts, but, Boulder Dash. This is the second, and I believe final chase in this game. It's interesting, there's not really that many of, like, the iconic stages in this game. There are only 2 boulder chase stages and only 2 animal riding stages, so it's strange that they became such big parts of the series. I guess just because of how distinctive they were at the time. And I guess to some extent they still are. I mean, let's face it, if you have a sequence where you're running away from the camera, that people generally refer to that as, like, you know, a Crash Bandicoot sequence. I mean, it's not like these kind of things didn't happen in games before. I can actually think of a couple of examples, but, like, Crash Bandicoot was just the first big example to do it. Again, it's not about who does it first, it's about who does it best. Also, I like how the boulders get, like, right up on your keister. They're like those people, you know, when you're at the traffic light, you're waiting for the stoplight to change from red to green, and it's just like, they're just inching up right on your butt, and it's just like, come on, man, just give me some space. That's all I want, yo. You don't have to ride me like a mechanical bull. I think this is also another stage where you can't get the gem because of needing a colored gem. It's really weird. It seems like they put all the stages that you need the color gems for at the very beginning, which, you know, is not great, because, well, that's when you're at your lowest point of lives, you know. You're probably learning the game for the first time, and so it's like, how do I save my game? I guess just use the bonus stages. Could you imagine having to say that sentence these days? I had to use the bonus stage in order to save my game. Also, Crash is definitely getting a concussion from all of the falling boxes on his head. Alright, Sunset Vista. This is another one of the temple stages. It's also an extremely long stage. Oh, we're maxed out on lives. Cool. I have 99 of my face. Is good. Ooh, an Aku Aku box. Yeah, I guess I could go a little bit into the history of Crash Bandicoot because, well, he's had quite a turbulent history. Maybe not as bad as, like, the poster boy of turbulent mascot history, Sonic the Hedgehog, but don't get me wrong, Crash definitely had a period of semi-retirement and, obscurity. So, like I said earlier, the original Crash came out in 1996 on the Sony Playstation, and Naughty Dog were basically contracted to make 3 games for Universal, and so their next games were sequels, obviously. Crash 2 came out in 1997, Crash 3 came out in 1998. Both, each one continuing to improve the series, and generating more critical acclaim. After those games, Naughty Dog were technically done, but they were working on, of all things, a kart racer, and so they figured, hey, why not? We've got a decent relationship. Let's put it to use. And so they made 1999's... Oh, there's an Aku Aku mask here. I knew there was something back here. Wow, really? Okay. I just waltzed straight off the edge. Oi. Maybe I'm the one who's not understanding basic pattern recognition things, because that was just embarrassing. You know, they could have put like an invisible wall or something there, but nah. And there was a checkpoint right there too. Alright. Let's try that again, shall we? But yeah, they made 1999's Crash Team Racing, generally regarded as one of the best kart racers on the Sony Playstation and one of the best kart racers of all time. In fact, many people would say that it's even better than Mario Kart 64. A sentiment I would have to agree with. Unlike that platforming, which was not great. Oh. Thud. Couldn't even stand on that. Okay, so I spawn in too slow to do that. Okay, interesting. Does it show that I've gotten really used to the Insane Trilogy versions? You don't have to clear a stage without dying. Because boy, do I miss that. Nope. That's definitely not gonna work. That should work? Well, not like that. There we go. Now we wait. There we go. Okay, now let's stop and watch this time. This should go. There we go. Alright, there's another checkpoint. Sweet! Whew. Again, this is a game of patience. That's our first Tana token. Oh, solid ground. You love to see it. You know what I'd love to see even more, though? A checkpoint. There we go. There's a checkpoint. Ah. Whoop, whoo, whoo. Whew, that was close. Oh man, I thought it was going to be much easier to talk while doing this, but this is a game that demands your concentration. Wait for it. There we go. Urga! Ah, there's a exclamation box here. So we gotta lure this guy here, then use his head as a stepping stool. Ah, it's a Dr. Cortex token. There are actually only 2 Cortex bonus rounds in the whole game. Unlike the Tana bonus rounds, or the Embryo bonus rounds, completing them is actually worth something. You'll get a key, which unlocks a new stage. Thankfully, these stages are not necessary to complete the game, and are only there if you want all the gems. Oh no! Whew. Alright, time to go invincible. I'm not sure how much good this will do us, but it's something. Nope, nothing up there. Yeah, that invincibility didn't do very much, but eh. No, I'm not gonna say no to invincibility. Uh-oh. Yeah, I knew there was something there. This should be the last Cortex token? Yes. Okay, now you only get 1 shot at bonus rounds, so hopefully I can complete this. Uh-oh. Huh? Excuse me. That was 100% pure garbage. That was rancid, 7-day-old, smelly garbaggio. I am so mad. So mad. Like, it's the principle of the matter there. Well, no sense dwelling on it. It's not gonna change anything. That should have been mine. All that glory. It belonged to me. But then the game was like, how about no? Ugh. Unbelievable. Well, now I'm really glad that I'm not going for 100%, because then I'd have to do that again. Also, yes, this stage is still going. Because apparently the designers did not understand the words moderation. Oh no. Well, it's a checkpoint. Can't get over there. That is a beautiful sunset, though. I will give the game that. Jump back. Goodbye. Alright, let's go. Still seething about that. It's gonna haunt my dreams. Ah, Koala Kong! The third boss. This one's actually a bit tougher than the others. Also, that is the world's tiniest butt. I'm just saying. Alright, so he'll lob boulders at us. Now, you can't try and just walk past them, but you can actually spin attack the boulders to get rid of them. When he's getting into position to lob this slow one, you won't be able to spin it immediately, so just avoid, you know, being hit by it. Then once it comes to a stop, spin attack it back at him. But make sure you don't hit the minecart, otherwise it'll disintegrate. But as you can see, TNT also falls from the sky, so staying in place and spinning the boulders just lets you avoid the explosives. Alright, wait. There we go. That's kind of close, don't you think? Alright, one more hit and we win. I will say, one thing I like about the health bars in at least the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy is that as you take away their hit points, their name disappears. I just think that's neat. Alright, last hit. Oh yeah, the boulder was still rolling, so it still hurt me in the butt. Alright, and with that, my friends, we are at the third and final island. I know, right? But now things are going to get mechanical. Welcome to Heavy Machinery. So yeah, as you can see, we've gone from like the natural jungle environment to more man-made things like ruins and that kind of stuff. And now we're in factories, you know, with toxic pollution and that kind of stuff. It's almost kind of Donkey Kong Country-esque in that way, like in the first Donkey Kong Country. Okay, so as you can see, why would those two spike dudes be there? You can actually fall between the gap and find more boxes, as well as an embryo token. I love the music here, it's really good. Whoops, whoops. Well, at least I had the hit. Another embryo token. But yeah, the blue pipes are safe to touch. The red pipes will burn you. Maybe one day I ought to go through the whole Donkey Kong Country series. That'd be fun. I love the Donkey Kong Country series. But one thing at a time, of course. I also still have some old games I need to get through, but I was kind of hoping to start something new, just to keep things spicy. I'll just pick that up with my nose. There we go. That's our second Taunt token. I'm not sure what those are supposed to be, like security cameras, but you can spin attack them. Oh, watch out for the steam blasts. I'll take that, even though I'm completely full on lives. Alright, I will admit, this is actually going fairly smoothly. I mean, yes, I have died several times, but that's how it always goes with Crash Bandicoot. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Yeah, I still remember my, introduction to Spanish. There we go. Give me that save point. We're actually fairly well on our way to finishing the game. Like, we'll definitely do it before... I'm not sure if I'll finish the game before the next hour is up, but we'll get close at the very least. Yeah, again, if you're just going through from stage to stage and not caring about 100%, the original Crash trilogy can be beaten fairly quickly. You could probably beat the whole trilogy in a really dedicated afternoon. Unless you're, like, dying every single step of the way. Ooh! It's invincible time! Oh yeah, if I didn't mention this earlier, going invincible also increases your running speed. That should be the last embryo token? Yes. Alright, I forget. What's the layout for this one? Ah! I have immediately goofed this. Oh well. Thankfully I get to keep Aku Aku. Alright, up we go. Very, very high, very quickly. Too high, too quickly. I'll take that, even though I can't take any more lives at the moment. Well, I mean, not like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Ooh, ooh. Look at that big... Look at that big grin on Crash's face. Is that a gem? That's a gem! Yeah, I will say this game definitely has, like, a weird sense of difficulty balancing, because oftentimes I find that some of the stages on this island are easier than stages in earlier islands, which, you know, that's generally not what you want when you're trying to balance a game. This is Cortex power. Probably one of the worst stages in the game if you're trying to get the gem, because First of all, you need the blue gem, but there's also a lot of backtracking that you have to do. Because there's a lot of forks in the road. I will, however, go invincible. And again, you have to do this without dying once. Ooh. Also, try not to break an Aku Aku box while you're invincible because you won't refresh the effect. It'll just go away. And then you'll be sad. Yeah, let's just try and make it to the end. Because actually we can't even get the gem, even if I wanted to. Because we need the blue gem. From a stage that comes up, I think it's immediately the stage after Cortex power. But you see, this is the kind of camera angle that temple stage should have had. Alright, we made it. See, again, if you're just going to the end, you can clear the stages very quickly. But I think Crash is about to have a crushing headache. $25 boxes. Yeesh. Oh yeah, generator room. Yeah, this is the stage with the blue gem, actually. So I will attempt to collect it. I make no guarantees if I can, though. I'm just gonna jump around that. It seems safer. You can see those boxes appear in the distance. Our first Tawna token. Alright, now this platform will fall eventually, but it does take a while, so just be snappy. Checkpoint, sweet! Yeah, I'm sorry that there's not, like, a whole lot to talk about. I mean, again, the first Crash Bandicoot is a very simple game. What you see is what you get. Also, don't try and jump down to that down there. We will, come around the long way. Oh, we've already found the bonus stage. Alright. I can dig it. Like, you see, that was an incredibly rudimentary bonus stage. It's like, shouldn't that have been one of the earlier ones? Alright, time for another round of invincibility. Which, you know, will really help with platforming. Well, actually, that did help a little bit. Now we have to wait. Could you imagine what you must feel if you saw this big Bandicoot with jeans and tennis shoes with just a mask on his face running towards you? Like, what's the thought process with that? Like, fear, confusion, like, what's the dealio? Alright, watch the little spike, boys. Oh. Well, that's what Aku Aku's for. Oh, I could have just stood on that instead of jumping. Oh, come on! Curse you, depth perception! Why must you ruin everything? Yeah, we could just wait on this platform, which would have been, you know, the sensible thing to do. Alright, well, so much for getting the blue gem. And the worst part is that even if this was even the Insane trilogy, I'd still have to restart. And we were right at the end, too. It's always right at the end. Safety first. CEO, Pinstripe Pontarati. Potarati. Pinstripe, whatever. Just get me out of here. I don't want to be reminded of my failures anymore. Toxic waste. This is a fairly straightforward stage. It's not easy, but it's straightforward. We're just gonna have to... Now we're really getting the inspiration from Donkey Kong, because we gotta jump over the toxic waste barrels.
What have I got?
Thankfully, there are plenty of side areas to take a break in. Could you imagine that your job was to throw toxic waste barrels down a single hallway while wearing a nice suit? What's the job requirements on that? Like, what kind of work, what kind of resume are they looking for with something like that? Another one up. Unnecessary, but we'll take it. Ah, now they're starting to bounce. As you can see, the yellow barrels will continue to roll along the ground, but the ones with like a toxic waste symbol on them will bounce towards you. Ah, another checkpoint. Interesting. That looks very unsafe. I'm gonna go away now. We got our bonus stage. Oh, this one. Okay, it's on a time limit. Think that works? 53% complete. Wow. Alright, so I want to double back and make sure that those TNT crates blew up. If the camera would like to cooperate with me. Ah, it didn't. Alright, cool. They blew up this time. There we go. That should be all of them. Hey, look at that! And that got us the blue gem! Okay, so I think we have a boss fight next. Oh yeah, this is Pinstripe. Also, we were so far off the map, but we couldn't even see ourselves. Alright, so Pinstripe is kind of like Papu Papu, in that he's exceedingly straightforward. Just stay behind a chair and don't get shot. When his machine gun jams, spin attack him. Again, this is all a fight of patience. When you see when you see Crash kind of cowering, that means you're safe. Not sure how a chair is supposed to protect you from bullets, but hey, you know, I'm just grateful that it does. Alright, so for the last hit, he will stay on the table, so you'll need to jump up and spin attack him. That's the fight. Man, look at that big old void of a mouth. But yeah, nothing to it. Ah, the high road, another bridge stage. Alright, so you can actually walk backwards on this. Just make sure you jump, because there are in fact gaps in the planks. This is how you'll find a few extra boxes. Alright, I'm going to try and get the gem in the stage, but if I don't, that is okay, because I'll have a secret trick up my sleeve. And no, it's not resetting to map. Okay, gotta make sure the turtle's in the right position, so we can use it as a springboard. Also, don't spin attack the turtle away, otherwise it'll disappear, and then you'll have no trampoline. There we go. No, that's good enough. Oh. Oh yeah, the boars on the bridges are invincible, so don't try and spin attack them. Though they won't come back after you once you jump over them. Alright. And jump! Again! I saw that box up there. You can't fool me. By the way, if you got the turtle in a bad spot, it'll eventually pop out of its shell, and you'll be able to hit it again if you wait just a moment. That's better. This should be, yep, Taunt a token. Ah, this one. This one will make you think. Because, well, you gotta bounce to reach those boxes again, but, how do you do that? You have to pick your jumps carefully as you cross the gap. Fortunately, we can't spin attack that one, because then we have no way back up. That is okay. Whew. I agree, Crash. This is all stressing me out. Oh no, my nose is itchy. No, there's the end. That was cruel. But that's the gem. Okay, I might as well show off what my quote-unquote secret technique is. Because this is something that you can do in both the original Crash and the Insane Trilogy version, but it's much harder in the Insane Trilogy version because they actually changed your hitbox. But you can actually, if your aim is good, jump onto the rope, and then you can just, you know, go forward. I mean, as you can see, it's not foolproof, but, you know, if you're having trouble, it certainly beats, you know, doing the stage legitimately. But yeah, that's what you can do. Okay, let's move on to Slippery Climb. If I remember correctly, Slippery Climb is a stage that also has a colored gem, which is unfortunate. Now, for those who have played this game before, Slippery Climb is the only stage type of its kind in the game. There's actually a reason for that. In the development of the game, they were intending to include a second stage of this rain-soaked castle type called Stormy Ascent, but they had to take it out before the game was launched because it was actually too difficult and they didn't have time to properly balance it. Too difficult for Crash 1. Let that sink in. But, funnily enough, this stage was actually re-included in the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot 1. I love it when remasters and that kind of thing are able to get, like, the old content that was skipped. Or that wasn't able to be included for whatever reason. But yeah, Stormy Ascent is really, really hard. Again, I think that's another reason that makes the Insane Trilogy version of Crash 1 the superior version. I'm not sure I could say that about Crash 2 and Crash 3, though, because, well, those games didn't need as many improvements as Crash 1 did. Sorry, I'm like trying to count beats in my head so that I know when to jump. As you can see, they're giving us very little margin for error now. But we are in the end game, so that makes sense. Oh, a checkpoint! Thank you. Whoa, it psyched me out. Not this time, though. Alright, so as you can see, these scientists are lobbing purple drink at us. Which, we're not really that thirsty, so we're not going to drink it. Or we're going to try to avoid so, anyway. Alright, one more Brio token. Yeah, and you can spin attack the prisoners that are like trying to reach out and grab you. That'll teach them to put their hands where they don't belong. Alright, that's the third one. Oh, I almost made it! Drat. Oh well. I think I just missed out on a couple of lives, which I don't really need. Whew! Oh, really? You're gonna make me jump into that video game? Why must you continue to torment me like this? No! No! Okay, alright. No! Oh, why? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Unbelievable. Ugh. Really glad I'm not going for 100%. Really glad. Otherwise, I'd be too sad to continue. Anyway, lights out. You know what you like in games? The ability to not see. How about you rectify that by hitting an Aku Aku box? Be warned though, if you take damage or wait too long, the light effect will fade out, so, you know, and then you'll be stuck in pitch blackness. Because listen, it's a very fun mechanic when I'm not able to see the platforms I need to jump on. Excuse me? I hit the archway. Really now? That's an almost impressive level of jank right there. Yeah, you can actually jump into the sides of the map if you need some, if you need to, like, correct a jump. At least the camera is actually giving me a good angle for this. I will say that, at least. Thankfully, the rats have nice, big, bright red eyes, so I can see them in the dark. Ah, yes, the pendulum of doom. Oh, and we need a yellow gem anyway. Great.
What have I got?
No! Arg.
What have I got?
Oh, there's the Pendulum of Doom. I don't recall asking for the Pendulum of Doom. It's overkill. Get rid of it.
What have I got?
Seriously.
What have I got?
It's like the game expects me to wait, but I'm also on a time limit, so, you know, I can't really wait around, man. It's not really conducive to the mechanics that you've given me here.
What have I got?
Alright, this time it lined up. Well, there's the end. Alright. Alright, what stage is next? Jaws of Darkness. Okay, another temple stage. This is fine. I think you need the blue gem in order to collect all the boxes here, which thankfully we have, so I'll give it a try.
What have I got?
For some reason, this seems like a better camera angle than before. It's not, still not amazing, but it's better. Alright, take me away to whatever death-defying death trap you have set up for me today. I mean, I've already cleared a bunch, so I don't know what another death trap would do. Oh, I thought the flame was... Really? No checkpoint? You know what? I'll just reset if I'm gonna be thrown all the way back. Let's see, how many stages are left? I know there's like one more mechanical stage. There's one more boss. I think there's only this stage and 2 more traditional stages before we reach the final boss, which is cool.
What have I got?
Take the extra hit. Can always use it. So, if you've never seen Crash Bandicoot before, what do you think about it? Like, having seen the game, basically. Because, like, I know for some people, it seems really unimpressive, because, you know, it was 96. You know, 3D graphics were, you know, new at the time, and so... I don't know, it's just... I've always had the nostalgia factor when it comes to looking at these games, but I want to know what, like... If someone's never seen the original Crash Bandicoot, what does it look like to them? Ah, Cortex token. Oh yeah, another interesting fact. Stormy Ascent was originally going to be where the second Cortex bonus round was going to be. But because that stage was removed, the second Cortex bonus stage was moved here to Jaws of Darkness. Ah! Blue gem time. Tried to hide a box up there, those cheeky developers.
What have I got? What have I got?
But yeah, even with like the side routes, they still expect some fairly rigorous platforming from you. Oh, another invincibility. I didn't even need it. Oh well. Now that was satisfying. And thankfully, taking this path means you don't miss out on any boxes on the main route, so, you know, you don't have to backtrack, which is, ow, really nice of them. One of the rare niceties in this game. Ow. I just immediately squandered all of my Aku Aku masks. I don't think I wanted to do that. Oh, I think that's where one of the Cortex bonus tokens was. Ugh. So then why would they put an enemy right there? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just not attack? Ah, here's a secret path. Are you serious? I didn't grab the token. Well, I think this gives me another opportunity to get at the Cortex bonus round. Oh, I just ran into that like a dolt. Let's wait. Okay, this time we're gonna jump on the snake. Yep, there it is. Alright, let's see if I can do better on this bonus round and not be absolutely robbed like last time. No, it destroyed that box too! Why? It's not even worth taking the secret path anymore. It's not like I can get the gem. Alright, I got the token this time. Oh, I thought more would fall. Oh well. Excuse me, I'm pretty sure I was above the box video game, but whatever you say. And jump! I like how they also put a gap right in front of the ending pedestal. Castle machinery. Yeah, we're almost at the end. Okay, so you have the green gem. You can see the exit platform over there. And you can actually take a shortcut that leads directly to the exit platform and gets you a bunch of extra lives. But we're going to take the regular route, because I'm going to try and get the gem. Alright, take me away. We'll definitely take the extra hit point. Yeah, doesn't the lush nature of the jungle feel so far away now? Just keep rising. Ooh. Another hit point. You love to see it. Boing. Let's get some free Wumpa fruit. I wonder what these machines actually produce. I guess just a lot of waste. I mean, attempting to take over the world is not easy. You need a lot of capital to do that. You know, I think that'd be an interesting idea for a game of some kind. Just where, like, the villain is not, you know, the bad guy per se, but he's just like the world's most evil venture capitalist. And it's just like, you have to stop him from funding all of these ideas. Like, he's not actually, you know, doing things himself. In fact, he can even seem downright decent at points, but, you know, what they're doing is, you know, they are funding evil, which, you know, is bad. I don't know, I just think that could be like an interesting direction to take a game. Hope I can make that. Just barely. I took the hit. Oh, there's my platforms. It just took their own sweet time to get here. Alright, bounce on this little guy. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like a Roomba? I think that's a gem, though. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, Nitrous Brio, Dr. Neocortex's right-hand man. Alright, don't get too close to him or he will slam his potions together and create an explosion that'll blow you up. You just need to jump on the big green blobs to reduce his health. Then avoid the purple potions he lobs at you. Ow. There we go. Okay, so when he's down to his final 3 hit points, he'll chug his concoction and become this big green monster. Jump on the crumbling castle parts to bounce on his head. Make sure you wait until he gets close before you give him a nice shoe leather shove off. Okay, the lab. This is the last regular stage in the game. And honestly, it's not that tough. Just hit the exclamation point boxes to open the gates. But watch out for the disappearing floor. Yeah, the electricity fires off in pulses of 3. Okay, this is a cruel joke. So you can see there's an exclamation box hidden in here. But inside the second pile is a TNT crate. So let's just disarm that. Oh, it's ton of bonus time. The last bonus stage in the game. Alright, this one will require some finesse. You want to jump around the second bouncy box to reach a box up top. So, there we go, like that. Because otherwise, if you hit that box from the bottom, you'll destroy it. Alright. Just about there. Alright, we'll see if we can't finish this stage and get one last gem before we end things. Ah, these guys. As you can see, they'll electrify themselves occasionally. You'll need to push them back with a spin attack, but not when they're electrified, obviously. Avoid the yellow blob. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ah, more purple drink. No thanks, I'm not thirsty. This is interesting, okay. We can just stand here and be safe. Woo! Excuse me, you were not electrified. That is garbage and you know it. Well, so much for that. And I think this stage also gives the yellow gem. Which is very unusual because I don't think in any other Crash game the last stage holds one of the color gems you need, except for this one. Because, you know, might as well just be one last punch to the crotch. There we go. Ooh. Well, if I didn't have that one death, that would have been a gem. Alright, so this stage, the Great Hall, is interesting. Because, well, the exit is directly in front of us. But if you found all of the other clear gems, you can actually ride them across through the Great Hall to reach the alternate exit, which is how you obtain the secret ending. Not that it's really much of a secret ending, but, you know, you can do that. I won't, though. Instead, we're just going to be defeating Dr. Neo Cortex, the final boss of the game.
Done, you Crash Bandicoot.
Well, with his castle in flames, and us having commandeered a blimp, we can defeat him. Spin attack the green plasma blast back at Cortex. Oh. You may need to charge up multiple blasts in order to actually deal damage to him. He'll just repeat his pattern until you get enough shots to, hurt him. Alright, 2 more. No more hit points. Okay, his last shot, he's just gonna fire another green one, so be ready. That's it, we win. Game's over. That only took 2 hours? Wow, that was fast. Alright, so we died a few times. Didn't get as many gems as I thought I would. And I abandoned my pursuit of 100%, but you know, I think we did pretty well. Pretty well indeed. Now let's go home. wherever home is now. Well, that was great. I was honestly anticipating this taking less time, honestly, but, you know, all things considered, I died, what, 10 times? Or something like that? Beats, you know, the hundreds of times I've seen other people die in, you know, the Crash Bandicoot games, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, we can just enjoy the credits scrolling by as we have a nice, beautiful sunset PNG. And we're just kind of unceremoniously dumped back to the title screen. Yeah, this game has a password option that you can use. You can get passwords after normally when you would collect gems or clear bonus stages. So if you didn't have a memory card back in the day, or if you're not playing the PlayStation 3 version and have a virtual memory card, this is how you would save your progress. What options do we have? Oh, we can adjust volume. And we can also adjust between mono and stereo sound. Remember when mono used to be like a sound choice? That was the future, like, wow, stereo? Multiple speakers? Man, this is the almost 21st century now. But yeah, we can load our game again if we want to attempt to collect more gems. I don't want to. No, I don't really want to, so I won't. I enjoyed my time, though, for the most part. But yeah, that was the first Crash Bandicoot. Definitely simple beginnings, but, you know, every journey starts with a single step. Or, you know, a single spin attack. But, I think I'm gonna stop for today. So thank you for stopping by, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. I did, again, for the most part. I don't know what I'm gonna stream next time on Saturday. Might jump into Crash 2, I don't know. Well, I got a whole week to think about it, so I will be sure to let you know what I'm planning. Whatever it is gonna be great. If you'd like to stay up to date on the things that I do, I have both a Twitter and a Discord that you can see in my information panels. But, is there anyone else who's streaming right now? Maybe we should do a raid. That could be exciting. Let's see. Oh, no, that was just a push notification that my mobile dashboard is working. Whoops. Hold on one second. Nope. Nobody is streaming. That is unfortunate. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to end things. For now, this is the Defender, signing out. I was gonna say see you later, but this game is already over, so, Whoa! Until we meet again, farewell.